Welcome back to our channel. You know that old is gold, but these coins that are most valuable. You are lucky if you have one of these. Please watch complete video. Let's start this. We're diving deep into the world of rare coins, focusing on one of the most mysterious and valuable quarter dollars ever, the 1980p George Washington silver quarter, and how it turned from pocket change to a fortune. But this isn't just about coins, it's about legacy, it's about opportunity, and how a simple discovery can completely transform your financial future. Let's rewind the clock to 1980. Ronald Reagan was on the campaign trail. Postage stamps were 15 cents. And the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was pumping out quarter dollars with George Washington's face, same as always. But just a few of those quarters were different. You see, most quarters in 1980 were made of copper nickel, but a tiny number were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets, coin blanks that should have been retired long ago. These silver-struck errors weren't meant to exist, but they did, and they slipped past inspectors into circulation. Most have been lost, spent, or melted down, but a handful survived. And one of them, in near-perfect condition, recently shattered expectations when it fetched $945,000 at auction. Can you imagine going to a flea market, buying a $5 coin roll, and finding a $1 million mistake inside? Talk about a thrill worth more than a lottery ticket. Most people will never know they even had one of these coins. They'll throw it in a vending machine, tip their barber, or leave it at the bottom of a car's cup holder. That's why this video could be the most valuable 10 minutes you've spent this year. So what exactly should you look for? A genuine silver quarter will weigh about 6.25 grams. Not the standard 5-6-7 g. It has a bright silver hue, and when tapped, it rings like a bell, unlike its duller copper-nickel cousin. The side of the coin should show solid silver, not a copper stripe. Located just behind Washington's ponytail, a key to the Philadelphia origin. And here's the kicker. Even damaged versions of this coin have sold for tens of thousands. But uncirculated, mint condition, examples with full silver composition, that's where the million-dollar dreams begin. What do I do if I have one of these coins? Check your change jar, your old piggy banks, your late uncle's coin collection. Weigh the coin using a precision scale. Take it to a certified coin dealer or send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Don't clean it. You could destroy thousands in value with one rub of a cloth. But don't wait too long, because every year, more of these coins vanish, get lost, or are damaged beyond recognition. The market is heating up, and buyers are looking right now for the next hidden gem. Your journey toward wealth, freedom, and peace of mind could start with something as simple as an old quarter. Imagine paying off your mortgage, funding your retirement, all because you took the time to look a little closer. In our next video, we'll reveal 5 more coins from the 1970s and 80s that are still hiding in plain sight and worth tens of thousands. So, do you have $1 million coin in your house? Or are you about to give it away with your next handful of change? Don't leave that question unanswered. Hit subscribe, tap the notification bell, and share this with a friend, because the next coin story we tell might just be yours. What if I told you a single quarter sitting in your kitchen drawer right now could be worth nearly $750,000? No, this isn't clickbait. It's not a scam. It's a fact. In 1967, a rare version of the George Washington quarter was released. A coin with no mint mark, made of silver, and today, it's setting the market on fire. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know how to identify it, why it's so rare, and how to turn your loose change into life-changing wealth. Because if you think it's just a quarter, you could be throwing away a retirement fund. It was the summer of love, 1967. The U.S. was changing. Culture, technology, and coin production. The U.S. Mint made a bold move. To deter coin hoarding during a silver shortage, they temporarily removed mint marks from all coins. That meant no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. Just nothing. Now here's the twist. Most 1967 quarters were made from a copper-nickel blend. But a tiny number were mistakenly struck using silver planchets, leftover blanks from 1964, worth up to $745,000 today. Let that sink in. A 25-cent blunder from 1967 could buy you a beach house, a Tesla, and still have room for guac at Chipotle. The coin world calls this a transitional error. The public calls it a miracle. And yes, a few of these coins are still out there, forgotten in jars, buried in glove compartments, or waiting in estate sales. But how can you tell if you've got the golden goose of quarters? Let's talk spotting it, because every second you wait, its value could be slipping away. First, flip the coin. Is there a mint mark under "In God We Trust"? If not, you've passed step 1. Now weigh it. A normal 1967 quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. A silver one, closer to 6.25 grams. Borrow one from your kitchen or your weed-smoking nephew. We're not judging. It's for the money. Third, listen to the ring. Silver coins produce a high-pitched ping. Nickel-clad coins? Dull thud. Tap it with another coin and listen carefully. That sound could be your retirement plan. Lastly, look for wear patterns. Silver wears differently. If it looks too good for 1967, you may be onto something. And if you really think you've got it, do not clean it. That's like washing a Rembrandt with Windex. Who buys it? And how do you avoid being scammed out of a $745,000 payday? Let's talk numbers. A verified 1967 silver quarter with no mint mark recently fetched $745,000 at auction. Another one, with some scratches, still sold for over $400,000. But time is money. As more coins are discovered, the value can drop. Rarity is a ticking clock. Get it certified by a reputable grading service, PCGS or NGC. They'll verify authenticity and grade the condition. Then, list it through an auction house, rare coin dealer, or trusted online marketplace. But remember, you don't bring a Ferrari to a garage sale. Because for some people, this coin is more than money. It's freedom. It's a second chance. It's a chance to leave behind the 9 to 5, the debt, the struggle, and step into a lifestyle they never imagined was hiding in a jar of change.
Sounds impossible?
So did Bitcoin in 2010. So tonight, before you sleep, go check your coin jar. Look under your couch cushions. Dig through those boxes in the attic. Because you might just be sitting on $745,000. And if you want help identifying your coins, comment below or check the link in the description. We're building a community of coin finders and freedom seekers just like you. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, because in our next video, we're covering a 1970 quarter that was struck on a Canadian coin and is worth over $35,000. What if I told you there's a dusty quarter hiding in your drawer right now, worth more than a Lamborghini? A 1992 George Washington quarter, with a D mint mark, just sold for an eye-watering $965,000. That's right, one coin, a single 25-cent piece, fetching nearly $1 million. You might already own one. Back in 1992, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of George Washington quarters. To the naked eye, they were just your typical pocket change, tossed into jars, slipped into vending machines, forgotten. But here's the twist. In that mountain of mass production, a rare anomaly was born. A handful, yes, just a few, of those quarters were struck on silver planchets by mistake. Oops, someone at the mint had one job. It turned out to be a life-changing windfall for the lucky few who noticed. Now, fast forward to today. One of these rare 1992 D silver Washington quarters just sold for nearly $1 million at auction. That's a return of 385,900%. Show me a stock that does that. But here's the uncomfortable truth. For every person who hits the jackpot, there are hundreds who never realize what they're holding. Coins like this are tossed into donation bins, dropped into drive-through change trays, given away for 25 cents. That's like using a Picasso as a coaster. It's real. You could be one decision away from losing your shot at life-changing wealth. Because once these coins are gone, they're gone.
No reprints. No remakes.
No second chances. Collectors are scrambling to find the last of these silver misprints before they vanish into private vaults forever. That's what's driving the value up, and fast. Right now, Experts estimate fewer than 10 authenticated 1992 D silver Washington quarters exist in pristine condition. And they're fetching up to $965,000 depending on grade, mint clarity, and verification. But what exactly makes these coins so valuable? And how do you tell if yours is the real deal? Let's talk specifics. Look for 1992 on the obverse. Must have a D for Denver.it, must be struck on a silver planchet, not copper nickel. Weigh it. It should be around 6.25 grams instead of the usual 5.67 g. A silver coin has a clean, solid edge, no copper lines. Use PCGS or NGC for authentication. So now, let me ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? No, really. That coffee can in your garage could be holding your retirement plan. The market is hot, collectors are buying, and prices are peaking. But like any treasure hunt, time is everything. One coin can change your life, pay off your house, travel the world, start the business you've dreamed of. Imagine telling your grandkids you became a millionaire from a quarter. And here's the kicker. There's another quarter, even rarer than the 1992 D, that could be worth even more. We'll reveal that in our next episode. Go check your stash. We've linked a free coin valuation guide in the description, and if you think you've found something, comment below. We're helping viewers get their coins appraised right now. Subscribe, hit the bell, because the next coin we talk about could be worth even more. What if I told you that a single coin, something you might have lying forgotten in a drawer, could be your one-way ticket to financial freedom? Yes, one coin. The 1994 D George Washington silver quarter dollar.it might just look like pocket change, but its value could climb to $865,000 and even higher. Sound dramatic? Good, because this is real. And today I'm going to show you WHY.so before you spend that next quarter on a gas station coffee. Stick around. Old drawers, coin jars, dusty basements. Then a sharp cut to someone holding a shining quarter with gloved hands. We all have them. Old coins. Forgotten change. You tell yourself, one day I'll check their value. But life gets busy and that day never comes. Meanwhile, a few lucky, or rather, smart people are cashing in. Literally, just last month, a collector sold his 1994 D silver quarter for $865,000 at auction. Let me repeat that. A single quarter, 25 cents, turned into almost $1 million. So how is that possible? Yes. Actually, kind of. Cut to stock footage of a person about to put a coin in a vending machine. Pause dramatically. Wait, you were about to spend that coin on a vending machine Dorito bag. Whoa there, big spender. That snack might just cost you your retirement fund. Close-up of the 1994 D quarter, highlighting mint mark, details, and silver luster. Here's where it gets interesting. Most 1994 D quarters were made from copper nickel, standard stuff. But a small number, extremely small, were accidentally struck using the 90% silver planchets meant for collector coins. This mistake created a rarity. A minting anomaly. Combine that with a flawless strike, near-perfect condition, and pristine luster, and you have a coin that collectors will go to war over. Now, here's a quick checklist for you to follow. That means it was struck in Denver. Silver quarters weigh more than copper nickel ones. Silver quarters have a clean edge, no orange copper stripe. If yours checks all three. Stop. Don't sell it to your neighbor for face value. Get it graded, authenticated, and hold on tight. Because in just a moment, I'm going to reveal exactly where to sell it and how to avoid getting ripped off. But first, let's talk about the emotional jackpot. You wake up tomorrow, list your 1994 D silver quarter on the right platform, and within days, you're fielding offers from collectors, dealers, and auction houses. Within weeks, your financial situation changes. Paid off. Set. A down payment on your dream home? Done. Not if you act smart. Because while others are hoping to strike it rich with lottery tickets, you're sitting on something real, tangible, historical, valuable. Coins like this don't stay hidden forever. Eventually, someone finds them. The only question is, will it be you or the guy next door? Pattern interrupt. Question reset attention again. Let me ask you, how many times have you said, if only I'd invested in Apple stock back in the 90s? Well, guess what? This is your Apple stock moment. And it's in your junk drawer. Final cliffhanger. Next step tease, 9 to 9:30. Still with me? Good. Because in just a second, I'll tell you the number one place you should go to verify, grade, and sell your silver quarter for top dollar, safely, and at full market value. Subscribe animation, then a teaser of next video topic. Top 5 quarters worth over $100,000. This coin could be your breakthrough. Don't let it slip away. Subscribe now because next, we're diving into the top 5 quarters worth over $100,000. You do not want to miss what could be hiding in your wallet. And if you're ready to get your coin evaluated by the right experts, check the link in the description. What if I told you the spare change sitting in your junk drawer could be your ticket to $1 million lifestyle? There's a rare 1995 D-Mint George Washington silver quarter that recently sold for $665,000. Yes, you heard that right. Over $500,000, 4.25 cents. Kind of makes you want to dig through your couch cushions like a raccoon at a vending machine, doesn't it? But before you start flipping your coins like pancakes, there's a catch. Not every quarter is worth a fortune. In fact, only a select few contain the secret markings, errors, and history that drive collectors into a frenzy. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to spot one, how much it could be worth, and how to avoid being scammed out of a life-changing payday. Stay with me, because what you learn today might just turn your past into your financial freedom. Let's rewind to 1995. Bill Clinton was president. The internet was dial-up, and the Denver Mint was quietly producing a series of quarters that would one day become legendary. While millions of ordinary quarters were minted that year, only a handful were struck with a unique set of errors, including off-center designs, rare planchet flaws, and an unusual silver composition that wasn't even supposed to exist. Most people spent them. Some threw them in change jars. Others gave them away, completely unaware they were holding a small fortune. But now, those very same coins are surfacing at auctions across the country for prices that rival luxury homes. But what exactly makes this coin worth hundreds of thousands? And could you be holding one without even knowing it? First, the mint mark. On your 1995 quarter, look to the right of George Washington's ponytail. If you see a small D, you're looking at a Denver Mint coin. No, it doesn't stand for "dang, I'm rich," but it might as well. Now here's what separates the average from the astronomical. Look for double die obverse, off-center strikes, or a ghosted image. These are printing anomalies that drive collectors wild. Most 1995 quarters were copper-nickel, but a few slipped through with a 90% silver content. An accident never meant for circulation. Grading matters. An MS 67 or above, that's the jackpot zone. Below MS 60, still valuable but less of a game changer. Here's the scary part. These coins are disappearing. Once they're in a private collection, they're gone, off the market for decades. But how do you sell one if you find it? And how do you avoid con artists who prey on first-time sellers? Let's say you find one. The first thing you do? Stop. Don't list it online. Don't clean it. Don't brag on Facebook. Take it to a certified coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll evaluate it, grade it, and seal it in a tamper-proof case. Get it photographed in natural light. Store it safely in a coin flip. Research recent auction prices. Don't rely on eBay guesswork. From there, reach out to reputable auction houses or coin dealers. Never take the first offer. And never, ever sell in a parking lot. We've seen people pay off their homes, buy property, start businesses, all from one rare coin. That's not just money, that's freedom. Honestly, it might be the only time in history when heads actually wins. But here's the kicker. There's one more twist to the 1995 D quarter that even most collectors miss. A subtle variation that could double its value. Look closely at the eagle on the reverse. Some ultra-rare 1995 D silver quarters have incomplete feathering, a minting flaw caused by die fatigue. Spotting, you've struck gold. So before you spend another quarter on a coffee, take a moment. Check your change. You might be holding your way out of the rat race, and into a life you only dreamed of. Subscribe if you want to uncover more million-dollar coins hiding in plain sight. And remember, what if I told you there's a quarter in your home right now, worth nearly $1 million, not a bar of gold, not a secret stock tip, just a coin. A simple, overlooked 1997 George Washington quarter, with a tiny P marked. That's right, a single silver quarter, recently valued at $965,000. You might already own it without even knowing. In the late 90s, America was humming with dial-up tones, oversized suits, and a fresh sense of economic optimism. Amid this backdrop, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia quietly struck a run of 1997 George Washington quarters. But in a rare minting anomaly, a handful were struck in 90% silver, not the usual copper-nickel clad. This was never supposed to happen. Kind of like pineapple on pizza, controversial, unexpected, but apparently valuable. That silver quarter? It's not just rare, it's become a numismatic legend. Only a few are confirmed to exist. One verified specimen fetched an astounding $965,000 in a recent private sale. The question is, could you be holding one of these ultra-rare quarters right now? In a minute, I'll show you exactly what to look for and how one small detail could change your life forever. Let's talk facts. In 1997, silver quarters were not in general circulation. But through a minting error, or perhaps intentional testing, a few quarters slipped through the cracks, struck on silver planchets, intended only for special collector sets. Today, it's worth nearly $1 million. Now, here's the scary part. Most people who had one spent it, used it on coffee, gas, or worse, let it sit in a junk drawer for decades. Imagine losing $1 million over a vending machine. Soda Point 1997. Mint mark. Look for a tiny P just beside Washington's ponytail. Silver coins have a clean, high-pitched ring. No copper edge. A real silver quarter weighs 6.25 grams, heavier than the usual 5.67 g. Professional grading. If it looks promising, get it graded. PCGS or NGC are the top authorities. And no, weighing it with your bathroom scale won't cut it. Unless your bathroom scale measures in fractions of grams, and if so, we need to talk. Because once a collector or auction house confirms it's silver, you're holding the kind of wealth people dream of. Not just six figures, but life-changing, legacy-building wealth. But finding the coin is just half the story. The real magic comes in knowing how to sell it and who to trust. So let's say you found one. Your 1997 silver quarter. You're sitting on gold. Well, silver, but you get the point. Get it authenticated. Use trusted names like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. Know your value. A coin this rare doesn't go on eBay $4.30. Reach the right buyers. Private collectors, coin shows, high-end auctions. This is where values spike and competition drives your price higher. Some sellers have gone from spare change to six-figure sales within days. And the market? It's hot. With inflation, economic uncertainty, and record-breaking auction sales, collectors are hungry for rare coins. Your window of opportunity might be right now. Or you could keep using it to prop up that one wobbly table leg. Totally your call. But if you've ever dreamed of early retirement, paying off your home, taking your grandkids on that dream trip across America, or finally living the life you deserve, it might all start with a single quarter. And if you're wondering, how do I sell mine for top dollar without getting ripped off? That's exactly what we're covering in part 2. So be sure to hit subscribe and click that notification bell. Your $1 million coin may be closer than you think. Don't let it slip through your fingers. You're not just holding a coin. You're holding a future. Go claim it. What if I told you there's a 25-cent coin in your drawer that could be worth over $765,000 today? Not rare gold. Not an ancient artifact. Just one 1998 George Washington silver quarter with a tiny P mint mark and a very big secret. And no, this isn't a scam. This is U.S. Mint certified, collector verified, and it's taking the numismatic world by storm. People are tossing these coins into vending machines without a second thought. Could you be one of them? Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, we'll uncover what makes this quarter so rare, what collectors are paying for it now, and how you could turn forgotten change into a wealthy lifestyle most people only dream of. Let's rewind the clock to 1998. Gas was $1.15 a gallon. Google was being founded. and millions of George Washington quarters rolled off the mint presses in Philadelphia, marked with the humble letter P. To most, these coins looked identical, just pocket change. But here's where it gets wild. Among the mass production, a few rare coins were struck on .900 fine silver planchets, the wrong kind of metal left over from special mint sets. These error coins weren't supposed to exist, but they slipped through. One of these rare 1998 P silver Washington quarters recently sold for a mind-blowing $765,000 at auction. That's right. From your glove box to generational wealth in 25 cents. And if that doesn't get your pulse racing, check your wrist. You might be part robot. Now hold on. You're probably thinking, why haven't I heard about this on the news? Great question. And here's the answer. Most people throw away small fortunes because they don't know what to look for. Let's break down why this coin is commanding six figures and attracting millionaires, collectors, and investors like moths to a flame. The silver error strike. These quarters weren't meant to be struck in silver after 1964. The U.S. Mint had switched to copper-nickel clad. But by a rare minting oversight, a few 1998 quarters were mistakenly struck on leftover silver blanks from special commemorative runs. It's the ultimate factory flaw. And in the world of coin collecting, flaws mean fortune. The P Mint mark mystery. You'd think silver would come from San Francisco or Denver. But no, these came from the Philadelphia Mint, making them even more unique. It's like finding a golden egg in your neighbor's chicken coop. Condition is everything. The one that sold for $765,000? It was graded MS67 by PCGS. Translation: it's nearly flawless. But even lower-grade silver-struck versions are selling for $5,000 to $35,000. Still think that jar of coins by your garage isn't worth checking. But wait, it gets better. You don't even need silver to strike gold. Some of the 1998 P quarters struck on copper-nickel planchets, but with doubling errors or misstrikes, are quietly selling for tens of thousands right now. So how do you know if yours is the jackpot? Now here's where the rubber meets the road. If you've got a 1998 quarter with a P Mint mark, do not spend it. What to look for? Look for 1998 with a clean, clear P, just above the R, in quarter dollar, on the reverse. Silver coins sound different when dropped, sharper, more bell-like, and they weigh slightly less than clad quarters. A jeweler or coin shop can confirm it. Look for off-center strikes, doubling in the lettering, or a soft edge reading. These can multiply value. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Don't trust eBay guesses. Official grading adds credibility and money. And if yours checks out, you could be sitting on hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. Imagine turning forgotten change into a lake house, an early retirement, or a legacy fund for your grandkids. This isn't just a coin. It's a second chance. A financial resurrection hidden in plain sight. Most people will hear this and forget it. You watched until the end. So check your drawers. Flip those quarters. And don't stop until you know what you're holding. Because one day soon, someone's going to cash in a 1998 P silver quarter for over $1 million. Why not let it be you? What if I told you that a single quarter, yes, just 25 cents, could be worth nearly $500,000? But in 2016, the U.S. Mint quietly released a George Washington quarter, bearing a tiny D Mint mark, that collectors today are paying over $465,000 for. You might want to check your couch cushions after this video. Still think pocket change is worthless? In the next 10 minutes, you'll discover how to identify one of the rarest modern U.S. coins hiding in plain sight, and why it might just be your ticket to a wealthier life. The 2016 George Washington quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, was minted in Denver, hence the D mark, but only a small batch ever made it into public circulation with a unique set of features. That's right. Among the millions struck, a few quarters had an unusual die error, a double die reverse, misaligned strike, or ultra-high relief finish. Most people never noticed. Some tossed them into tip jars, others into piggy banks, and a few into yard sale change boxes. But one man in Michigan spotted the difference, and what he did next changed his entire financial future. One coin, One fortune. Meet Joe Patterson, retired mechanic, 63 years old. He found the coin in a roll from his local bank, the kind he used to buy for fun. When he noticed the shine and subtle detail differences, he sent it for grading, and it came back as a mint state 68 rare D-mark error. Within weeks, a private collector paid $465,000 for that coin. Cash. No questions asked. Let's just say Joe stopped clipping coupons after that. But here's the real question. Could you be sitting on one right now? So here's how you find the 2016 D-mark quarter worth a fortune. Look for the D mint mark just below the word, "In God We Trust." Inspect the edges and the reverse side, especially if it features Harper's Ferry with extremely sharp details. Check for errors, doubled letters, die cracks, or a shimmer that almost looks liquid under the light. Confirm the coin is made of 90% silver. Many in this batch were mistakenly struck using silver blanks. But how do you know if it's the real deal and not just a shiny imposter? Here's where things get fascinating. In numismatics, the study of coins, rarity alone doesn't drive value. It's demand, scarcity, and story. The 2016 D quarter has all three. With fewer than a dozen verified MS-68 plus coins in circulation, and demand from elite collectors rising, the price is soaring. And with each sale, fewer remain in the wild. Meaning yours, if you have it, just got more valuable. So you've checked your stash and you think you found something? Here's your game plan. Do not clean the coin. Ever. It ruins value. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Get it insured. Then, get ready to enter the collector's market or auction it for top dollar. Or you could always buy a yacht. Whatever floats your quarter. We live in a time where the wealth you seek might already be in your possession. Not in stocks, not in crypto, but in that dusty jar above the fridge. One quarter changed Joe's life, paid off debt, bought a lake house, helped send grandkids to college. What will your legacy look like? Right now, someone's about to discover one of these rare coins. Will it be you? In our next video, I'll show you 3 more modern coins worth over $100,000, one of which you probably saw this morning at the gas station. Seriously, you tipped a barista with it. They're rich now. Congratulations. Don't wait. Subscribe, check your stash, and unlock the hidden wealth in your hands. Hey, hello, we're diving deep into the story of the 1966 no-mint mark George Washington silver quarter. A coin that's not only rare, but shockingly, potentially worth up to $1 million. This isn't just coin collecting. This is wealth discovery. The year was 1966. America was in full swing. Vietnam raged abroad. The Beatles ruled the radio, and the U.S. Mint was quietly making history without even knowing it. Most quarters minted that year had no mint mark, and that's normal. But hidden in that vast sea of millions, a few unique errors slipped through. Some 1966 quarters were mistakenly struck using leftover 90% silver planchets, a material phased out after 1964. These rare survivors weren't supposed to exist, but they did. And here's the twist. One of those coins just sold for over $845,000. But how can a single quarter fetch that kind of money? Stay with me. Imagine finding one in a forgotten coin jar or passed down in an old family album. That's not fiction, it's already happened. Multiple times. Build authority, teach, trigger fear and urgency. So what makes the 1966 no-mint mark silver quarter so valuable? The vast majority of 1966 quarters are clad worth face value. But a few were struck in error with 90% silver blanks. That's like finding a glass of Dom Perignon in a sea of soda. The $1 million coins are in MS-66 to MS-68 plus grade. Flawless, brilliant, untouched by circulation. That's what collectors drool over. These coins need to be professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Without that, your coin's just a shiny maybe. And no, rubbing it with toothpaste won't help. This isn't a TikTok cleaning hack. It's numismatic science. Right now, collectors and private investors are scouring the market. Once these rare errors are gone, they're gone. And as demand rises, so do prices. In fact, just 5 years ago, this coin was worth around $30,000. Today, over $845,000. That's a 2,700% increase, better than Tesla, Bitcoin, or real estate in Beverly Hills. But here's the catch: most people who owned one never knew it. They spent it at a gas station or used it in a vending machine. And you might have one too. This isn't just a story about coins. It's about opportunity, about seizing what most overlook. You don't need to be a millionaire to become one. Sometimes all it takes is recognizing value in the forgotten. Start by checking your 1966 quarters. Look for brilliant luster, lack of wear, and that satisfying ring when tapped. Weigh it. Silver ones are heavier, around 6.25 grams instead of 5.67. Get it graded. Even a small investment could yield hundreds of thousands. And no, licking it won't tell you if it's silver. This isn't Willy Wonka, folks. But this is just the beginning. There are dozens of hidden gems like this waiting to be uncovered. Quarters, dimes, even pennies worth more than a new car. And in our next video, we'll uncover one coin so rare, even seasoned collectors think it's a myth. So here's what to do right now: go check your stash. Look through your change jar, your sock drawer, your grandpa's coin folder. Then, subscribe, because the next $1 million coin might be one video away from being found. You're not just collecting coins, you're collecting possibilities. And every quarter could be your first step toward a life of wealth and legacy. Like, subscribe, comment if you found a 1966 quarter, especially if it shines brighter than your future retirement plan.